You're going to have a 50-year-old kid who bankrupted your restaurant.
If I'm the one propping you up, helping you out, and teaching you everything, like there's no even equity there. We're not.
Oftentimes with kids of privilege, every night's Friday night, so you don't want them in the business.
Well, when is a family member ready to join the business?
This is Restauranttopia.
Welcome back to Restauranttopia. We got a banger of a topic today. Brian's bringing to the table, when is a family member ready to join the business?
It's going to be good. How are you going to do?
I presume it is.
I'm doing great. I'm excited to hear this.
Yeah, this is...
Because it was when, not if.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very important distinction there, yeah.
No, I'm not here to tell you your baby's ugly or incompetent or anything like that. Like, I'm just trying to set up your family member for success and set you up for success.
Yeah.
And I've seen this go good and bad. I've seen it done great. I've seen it done horrible. So I'm going to lay some stuff on you.
Okay, love it.
Yeah, let's hear it, man. I got a lot of questions, and I've seen quite a bit in my consulting.
We've all seen it, and this is the thing. Like, we deal with local independents, so this isn't like, oh, I got 500 shares of IBM, and
Right.
and I'm gonna live in my mansion, and every night's Friday night, and I'm gonna be able to make poor decisions and not have to run a business. You guys have living, breathing businesses that need stewardship, and the kid who stole the car when they were 16 and crashed it may or may not be ready at 26. But you're still looking at that kid as, this is the kid who crashed the car or broke the window, or so first I want to just lay down, like, at some level you have to look at this person as a full-grown human being and not the little baby that you change their diaper and as we do as parents.
And I think that we're also speaking to the restaurateurs that are even aware enough, because I've seen it plenty of times where the parents, let's say, work in the business and they've got 1, 2, or 3 kids, and they're working the business, but they're not even thinking about that. They're just they're working. You know what I mean? And then depending on how they're working and what they're doing and what they're working on, you have this younger person looking at them going, do I even want to do this?
Well,
you know what I mean? I know that's a whole nother topic. But we're actually speaking to, I'm assuming, people that, okay, you're working the business, but you're also cognizant of this potential succession, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Because there is some interest, the business is viable.
Yeah.
You've ran it in a way that's attractive for this younger generation to want to run it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And we've seen it so many times that you have a thriving business, but you sent your kids off to college, and now, one's a nurse and the other one's a school teacher, and they have no desire to be in the business because they saw how difficult it was.
Yeah.
And now it is good, and, but we're assuming here that you do have someone that wants to be in the business.
And it's also, it's a little bit of a ghost of Christmas past and future. Like, you walk into this restaurant and feel amazing, and walk across the street and go, not to feel so good.
A family business can be one of the greatest competitive advantages. Like, if someone has the ability to step into a business versus building one, it's the same reason that we buy businesses. Like, it's easier.
Yeah, for sure.
But setting that person up for success, I want to kind of do a really share stories or whatever you want. But I think family members suffer from a horrible case of entitlement.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Are you saying success in a family can create a younger generation to feel like they're owed something? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, okay. I would say something like that. And that just because my parents are successful at this, that means I have been blessed with the ability to be a good leader, to know what I'm doing, to, and again, just because you were in the restaurant doesn't mean you were actually running the restaurant. And that is a different thing. And
you think you were running a restaurant.
Yeah, no, you were there.
Yeah.
It's like, when the Browns make it to the Super Bowl and I'm in the stands, I'm not going to say I contributed to that win. I was witness to it, and I know how the plays were run, but I'm not saying I could run the plays.
Is he okay?
I
I'm
think
worried about his
I
delusion.
know.
Yeah.
I think. Did he just have a stroke?
Yeah, I'm concerned.
With a deep pull. I know.
Yeah.
I said when.
Does his face look a little droopy?
Yeah. One side.
That prediction or hypothetical is probably worse than the new Bills uniforms.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen those?
You don't like Nickel City? What?
Yeah, they're
You know?
pretty bad.
They're bad. Yeah, they're bad.
They're
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah. No.
Actually, to be honest with you, I don't mind. I don't mind the jerseys. The helmet is what I can't stand. The helmet
Right.
is god awful.
Yep.
Like, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it's still on. The helmet's on good players, so that helps. Like,
So you think like the kids designed the uniform? Is that what happened?
I don't know, man.
What's the owner's names up there?
Pagula.
The Pagula family, yeah.
Yeah.
The kids did it.
Maybe.
That's definitely
Yeah,
what
I don't
happened.
know.
Yeah.
Somebody misguided.
No.
Time to plan their succession.
Too often times, we see this.
You know what I love is Brian always is like, he's like, I got a quick one.
Yeah.
Slow down there, buddy.
Yeah,
Slow down
yeah,
there.
But we
My
see
bad.
but we see this sense of entitlement, and even if the kid is humble, the staff, you have to earn people's respect.
Yeah.
If you're given anything, you're going to have animosity towards that. The owner is always going to be the owner in the eyes of some of the staff members. And, they picked those team players. The children didn't. But you can set your kids up for success and really create a strong succession plan that is good. And this is kind of the 4 stages of preparing the next generation. And the thing I love about this topic is if they enter your business or not, they're still going to be set up for life and be prepared.
The interesting thing about like the staff thing is like, I think about the attitude, and again, it goes back to entitlement and maybe not having gratitude and being humble. But you've got that younger generation that, again, has an attitude of like, well, I'm Joe's son, or I'm whatever. You know what I mean? And the staff, you almost have to work harder as that kid.
You have to work harder.
I don't think there's any question about
You
it.
have to work harder
Yeah.
and be humble and be full of gratitude.
Yeah.
Because the staff's already looking at
You
you
have to
like you're
overcompensate.
second generation. Yeah,
Correct. You have
exactly.
to
Yeah.
No,
overcompensate.
there's natural jealousy of that.
And I know you're trying to talk about giving it to the kid, and I keep talking about from the kid's perspective,
yeah.
but I feel,
No, but I will tell you this. This is a great story before I really get into it. Not necessarily with restaurants, but with businesses that I've seen. You have 3 kids. 1 kid is in the business working it. The dad says, I'm going to give you the business. They never have the formal conversation and set up a succession plan, nor a buyout or a way to transition that. So for the first question is, do you need this income? And can you ever really give this kid the business because you need the income for you and your spouse? And then what does that look like? Secondarily, did you formalize this? Because I've seen it 25 times. Little Timmy is now old Timmy. He's 55 or 47. I'll say he's 47. He's 47.
Young.
Dad dies. He's got 3 siblings. And now little Timmy has to buy the building and the business from his siblings. His siblings have not been in the business. They think it's a cash cow and it's phenomenal and want the highest dollar. He doesn't have the ability to buy them out.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? Can you put down some guardrails and some groundwork? I'm not saying you have to give it to him, but can we say, all right, you're gonna spend $600,000 on the building. I know we can sell it to a car wash for $1 million, but you're gonna be able to buy it from the estate for $600,000. Go get a loan, and then that location is dependent on the business. The business, you're going to spend $100,000, or you're going to pay for the next 3 years after I die. You're going to give your siblings X amount. That puts it in structure. So one, there's no fight. You had the conversation with the kids.
Yeah.
But what I see too often is
nothing.
Nothing.
And dad dies. Either mom needs the income, so then now you're working for just mom, and you may or may not get the business. Or you have to buy out your siblings, and the business is worth something that has value, but at 47, do you want to go on a 8-year, 10-year payoff path for something that you feel that you've built if you've been in it?
Right.
and you were side by side with the parent. So that's a cautionary tale that I really want to go into. But in this scenario, I am kind of setting it up for person up for success. How do you do it long term? So first, learn the business. Having your kid work at your business is probably the worst thing you can do. Get them out of the business and get them some real life experiences.
It's funny you say that because my daughter wants to be a chef.
Yeah.
At 16, she's phenomenal with baking and cooking and all those things. But she's like, when I get older, I want to open a bakery with you. And I'm like, oh, that sounds great. You're going to go work for someone else for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you mean? I said, because if I'm the only one teaching you, our relationship's one-sided. Yep. If I'm the one propping you up, helping you out, and teaching you everything, like there's no even equity there. We're not going to enjoy it. It's just going to be me fathering you the whole time. So if you go out and get that experience, now all of a sudden we're more peers in the arena, and that's a situation I think I would respect a lot more.
Yeah. And everyone else respects her more for that. And she's also the real value add to that is not only the emotional and relationship things, but it's also you're gaining more knowledge.
Yeah.
Go find out what competitors are doing.
Exactly.
Just because we've done it this way for 20 years does not make it the best known way.
Yeah.
Go out and find more. Go out and get your teeth kicked in. My son comes to work with me. He's 15 on Mondays, and a few people have said I'm hard on him, and I told him, hey, I'm sorry if I'm hard on you. No one wants you to be more successful than me. And the world is going to give you zero kindness. I want to set you up for success.
I mean, there's a quote or phrase. It's like there's nobody in your life that wants you to do better than them than your dad.
It's true.
I mean? Like that, there's nobody else.
What did Barry Sanders say to his son when he retired? His son was playing for Stanford. And everybody's like, oh my God, Barry Sanders' son, And Barry Sanders told his son in high school, he says, you'll never be as good as me. Which doesn't make any sense because Barry Sanders is the most humble person, like aggressively humble. And his son was taken back and said, why on earth would you say that? And he goes, because I will never be as hard on you as my dad was on me. And his dad was a jerk. I don't know if you ever see anything, but his dad, at Barry Sanders' Hall of Fame speech, his dad introduced him as the third best running back of all time. Oh my God. Behind Jim Brown and Walter Payton. Wow. His dad. It's like, come on, Dad. He can be your favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's I love it.
No, it would have been better if his dad said he's my third favorite. Not
the third best.
He's like, this is my third favorite.
I love that.
Yep.
I redid a retaining wall project at the house with my son.
How's your back?
My whole body hurts. I won't tell him that, but I had some life lessons that I gave him while we were doing it, and one of the life lessons was I was like, you will be richer than me, you'll be more successful than me, you're smarter than me, but you'll never be tougher than me. And he goes, oh, I'm tough. I go, you're tough, but you have the advantage of not having a ton of adversity and difficulty.
Yep.
So you
don't have the calluses.
You don't have the calluses. Now you'll get stuff and you'll learn life, but you already started on third base. Going to your baseball analogy. You already started on third base.
Yeah.
Like I started outside the stadium. So like we're not the same.
Yeah.
And again, my whole body hurts from that wall. But
on a scale of 0 to Brian,
like
you're not gonna make it.
So if you can get your kid out of the business and let them get some confidence and knowledge outside, I think that's huge. And then when you do bring them in, to learn your business, they really got to know everything about it. So are you teaching them P&Ls? Are you teaching them financials? What is being, are you just letting them do the marketing? No, you're setting them up for failure. They got to know how payroll's done.
Yeah.
What does the menu mix look like? What does food costing look like? If they're going to be your successor, set them up for success, just like you would want anyone else. And they really like baking. All right, that's great. You're setting them up to be an employee, but are you setting them up to be a business owner? Yeah. And with succession planning, that is in fact what you want to do: set them up to be a business owner. And then third, are you setting them up to be a leader? So that's a key element here. Is are you teaching them to be a servant leader? What tools are you giving them to be leadership? Is your leadership, and this is an opportunity for self-reflection, is your leadership Machiavellian and you're a dictator? Like, all right, that works great. but you also have 20 years with these people. Like, is
Yeah.
that going to work out great, for the next generation of staff?
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
that could go one or two ways in a second generation because, it's either like, this is how it's done because this is how dad did it,
Yep.
or I'm not going to do it that way. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Correct.
you see the negativity you see, but yeah, instead of it being a crapshoot, you probably want to, focus on that.
Yeah. And then after they're in the business, the fourth one is learn to let go. I see so many owners, and again, I'm not saying you're giving the business to a 21-year-old kid. When you're ready to make the transition, and you have to have self-reflection to know when I'm going to let it go. Financially, you got to be okay with it. Emotionally, you got to be okay with it.
That emotional piece is tough.
It's the toughest.
A lot of times we hinge our own ego on the successes of our children, right? And I see this in baseball all the time, or softball. The parents coaching through the fence.
Yeah.
The parents reminding the kid that they struck out and they pulled their head.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that. That's part of the process.
Yeah.
That kid knows what happened.
Yeah, and the ego,
Yeah.
which is a lot of that, but the ego of, I identify myself as the owner of this business. Well, can you step back and let that young person make the mistakes?
Yep.
Because
you certainly did.
100%. And do you give them the same grace and latitude you would for a stranger, but they're your kid, so you're like, you're booing them at the basketball, at the basketball court, or
I've never seen that. I've seen hard coaching and criticism, never booing though. Like, you suck.
I don't say that.
That's my boy.
I just if he misses a layup or something, I boo. I mean, like the mothers around me never think it's funny. Like they're like, oh my god.
That's
like,
actually pretty funny though. If you're doing it,
yeah. But he knows. I want him to be successful. Like, and you can't mess up on the easy stuff. So like,
You need to tighten up that behind the back pass. That's all.
I've actually videotaped my kids playing, and if they've done something really bad, I've like slow-moed it and put theme music.
Oh, I've done that. I've done that. Oh, yeah.
Made a highlight video of it, and not say a word, just text it to them.
Oh, that's great. I do the delayed. I've been doing the delayed text in Apple. So like, he wants.
Oh yeah, you guys finally got that.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. So I'll send him, like, because it comes up in my feed, instead of sending him, because this would be offensive, like 10 TikToks on how to increase your vertical leap. I
send one a day for 10 days.
No, every couple hours for like 2 days. And again, it's not like at midnight. I'm not a psychopath. It's like, it's just every couple hours during the day. So he'll get them. I'm like, this is a good one. Check this out. And like, and then I've eliminated all excuses. So it's got to be like a kid that's like 5'6", just, doing a windmill dunk. I'm like, this kid's 5'6", doing a windmill dunk. You can do it.
I wish I was his father.
Yeah. I don't say that. Hey, his father must be very proud.
Yeah. You're my 6th favorite basketball player.
No. Let's see here.
That's where we end up. Yeah, learn to let go.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah.
One of the things I'm going to put in the show notes is how to create a family employment policy. Okay. And to me, this is a great groundwork and a thing to do. I've seen it done with family offices. When you got 20 kids, not everyone's going to be, able to come into the business. You might not want everyone. Everyone's on a different trajectory and a different path. Oftentimes with kids of privilege, every night's Friday night, so you don't want them in the business. But to create a policy, how this works, do you want to take over? Maybe you don't want to take over. You just want to be an employee. What does that look like? This is very, very positive for the kid and themselves, because it shows them a roadmap. It shows what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. And it also shows the other staff, like, we're not just giving, this kid the CEO position because he is in fact related to me. Right. It shows the path on how you get to certain levels and how you do things. So I'll put that. It outlines work requirements, education, entry level requirements, compensation structures, performance reviews, because you may have a different level of performance review with your own kid, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like it just can't be weaker. It can't be like, oh, we're never going to talk about the bad stuff.
Right.
And it also can't be, I'm going to nitpick you to death on all the stuff. And
that's a side eye error on all.
Yeah. I'm going to bring it to Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm going to,
we're going to display this on a projector in front of the whole family.
Yeah.
That's what Festivus is for.
Yeah, I know, the airing of the grievances.
Yeah,
right. That's the feats of strength.
Yeah.
Save it
I
for
love
Festivus.
And then, reporting to non-family members, how does that work? You may be heir apparent, but you don't own it today.
Not yet.
That's so fascinating. In acquisitions, we've seen where the family sells but leaves a kid in place.
Yep.
And then that kid has to answer to new ownership. In your experience, how often does that work out?
It's probably uncommon, but I think, man, it's also uncommon lately. I feel that second generations are taking over, especially in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is hard, and you know what I mean.
It is.
And typically the operator has worked it like a job, and the kid looks at it and goes, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think what kids are going to run into is the fallacy of the employment market, that there's this big high paying job out there, the ability to be a doctor, a lawyer, all this stuff, like, again, get the education and get that big paycheck. I think that's going to be reduced with AI on Dave's great episode, because there's so many things that AI can do. The small business, local independent restaurant is going to be a great avenue for your children, because it
definitely can be, no question.
It's hospitality. AI can enhance it, but not really replace it.
It's AI proof.
Yeah, it really is. There's aspects of it that you can make better.
Until we're in alternate realities with IVs and we don't have to eat.
Yeah,
and Matrix style,
and robot chefs and stuff like that. But again, I think the big blue box, I don't want to get sued. Manufacturers that where the biggest cooking utensil is the thing to open up the knife over the bag, to pour it into the slot bucket. Those places have already mechanized and eliminated as much labor as you can. So, but like the true local independent who is a restaurant, not a microwave factory.
Yeah.
That I think is totally different, and I think, to your point, it is a little bit AI proof. And can you build on the relationships in the community, and the more technical we get, the pendulum always swings back to relationships and emotions.
And you're even seeing it. I was at a seminar. I won't bore everybody, but I was at a seminar recently, and there was an economist talking about like people coming back to thriving for experiences and thriving for what I mean. So it's we're still humans at the core.
I was telling my kids about the mall the other day. Tell them how we had a movie theater, a toy store, a food court with all these options, and they're like, "That sounds so legit. I want to go to the mall." I'm like,
and just funny, and just being dropped off.
That's what we did, dude. I would like it now.
I told my son the story of a roll of $10 40 quarters was like the best gift that you could have. You dropped off at the arcade in the mall.
Yep.
Now I am dating myself here, but like
you play Tekken and Mortal Kombat, and Soul
Contra,
Calibur,
Contra, and the 1984 or 1948, the one with the planes.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was the best game ever.
Yeah, it was a great game. There's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah, because I didn't have the Nintendo like the rich kids had.
1942, I think it was called.
1942, yeah.
That game was badass.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to put some great materials in the show notes. Sorry if this is boring, if you don't got a kid, but if you know a kid and in the business and you hate them, know that they're going through a lot. Like it's not easy, and did their parents set them up for success? Right. So I think, have some grace with them.
To your point, it may not be the sexiest topic in the entire world, but this is the most real topic we've covered in a long time, because this happens so often, and it's like almost like no one sees it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say this: it's sad that no one sees it coming, because they should.
Yeah.
But also, no one is doing the work and putting in any thought into this. And
it's such a mess to clean up at the end.
Yeah. Well, it's not just a mess. It's going to go out of business. You're going to have a 50-year-old kid who bankrupted your restaurant. You got to fire sale the property. Like they're not able to support their family now. You want to set them up for success. You got to do these things.
Yeah.
Also, go into Claude or ChatGPT and create a project for this. Hey, what would you do? This scenario came up, and really game back and forth. How do I set my kid up for success? And we're going to be doing, I'll invite you both to YouTube, but we're going to be doing a succession seminar and a lot of these things of how do we help young people make it, in the industry and really help them.
Love it.
No, love it, Brian. This was awesome. Make sure you check out the show notes. You'll have the path in there, and check it out on restauranttopia.com.
Thank you, everybody. Really cool.